talking basketball. They're fucking dumb as shit. They don't know basketball, but they will make dumb ass jokes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Pod Don't Lie with Sam and Stav. We are back at it, you motherfuckers. Sorry for my absence. I had a lot of shit going on. I was officiating a wedding on Friday. I had to travel down to Baltimore Thursday to do the rehearsal dinner, and then Saturday we had the Halkis family, sort of our Christmas / our grandma's birthday. My brothers, their girlfriends, my cousin, her girlfriend, the whole family kind of came through. We had just redecorated my mom and my grandma have a little like girls' cave. They took my little brother's room once he moved out, and they were like, fuck it, we're putting a TV, a couple lazy boys in here. So for Christmas, but it was like, it was my little my fucking mentally ill artist little brother's room from high school. So he had like all these like painting, like they looked like primitive cave paintings directly on the wall. They had all this trash, and I was like, you guys look like you're squatting in a crack house right now. It was literally just my mom and my grandma with like a TV on some old ass furniture. I was like, for Christmas we're gonna just redecorate this room. So
did you
nice.
Mount that shit?
Oh, dude, we got it all. I had a guy come in there. They took out this disgusting carpet that had been there since, the George H.W. Bush administration. They took that out. They put in new floors. They repainted. We mounted it was nice. It's really nice now. Got the girls an IKEA couch. Yeah, it was nice, dude. It was honestly, and I was paranoid, of course, because we have like a New York City COVID outburst again, it seems like, but I tested negative 3 times, so
I got 2. I did the Abbott at home test, and then I went and I got a rapid. I have not gotten a PCR yet. I had diarrhea for like a week straight, and I was tired, but I'm just that's how I always am. Like,
right.
Yes. It's tough when the COVID symptoms, you're like, yeah, that's like, what do you think, I'm not going to have diarrhea flying to Dallas?
Well, yeah, I don't want to do a joke from my act, but the symptoms for COVID just describe being a fat person. It's like aches and pains, shortness of breath, diarrhea. It's like, yeah, that is what my life is like every day. Or an alcoholic. Yeah, or an alcoholic.
And I'll tell you, the first class ticket. I was in Boston for I was in Boston. It was a pretty cheap first class ticket. So
because it's a 25-minute flight.
No, Boston to Dallas.
Oh, to Dallas. Ooh, look at you. Good for you.
Yeah, well, it was pretty cheap, so I was like, fuck it, let's dance. And then
dance, baby.
I got wine drunk in that first class cabin night flight, watched the Lakers Mavs game, the game that we kind of hinted that we might go to before all this COVID nonsense.
Right.
It was no Luka, but it was a great game. The Lakers actually kind of came together before falling apart. But dude, I got wine drunk in first class. This is what a disaster I was. I was like on glass 4, and it's like shitty wine too.
Of course, I've had that wine. Absolutely, it sucks.
And the flight attendant saw me spill all over myself, and he hands me a Tide pen. What a fucking mensch.
Yeah, champion.
Wine all over my white Uniqlo
oh, no.
tech. So he's trying to help me get it off while handing me another glass.
Yeah.
An enabler.
I love that. That's the perfect combination.
I love it.
He's not unrealistic. He knows you're going to keep getting drunk, but he wants you to have as good a time as possible.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that game, because I feel like the Lakers have just been eating shit. That was their last like good.
Well, it was weird because, and by the way, like, just the fact that kid hits the game winner, the white kid, the rookie.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they got bailed the fuck out.
The hillbilly Kobe.
Oh, dude, he's adorable. He seems like so sweet in the interview too. He's like, oh shucks, like playing with all my heroes.
Yeah. Shout out to Austin Reeves. They have a knack for getting these lovable white guys that randomly show up on the team.
And they have a knack of getting fucked up by a lovable white guy who they didn't pay. The Chicago Bulls.
That's right.
Caruso is fucking good, dude. I gotta say, DeMar DeRozan is one of the best players in the NBA, dude. I never thought of him as this good.
He's having a similar he's got the Julius juice from last year. You know what I mean? Where it's like this guy was always Julius elevated to the next. Like DeRozan's been an all-star. I doubt he's ever been all NBA. It doesn't feel like he ever has. Maybe a third team, but I don't think so.
I
don't think so. I really don't think so. But either way, he has stepped himself. He has stepped his shit up, and yeah, he's playing out of his fucking
All
mind.
NBA.
Oh really? All right, I'm a fucking asshole.
Well, you got to think. I was gonna say like Harden, but he probably made it on.
Yeah, I guess he just snuck. Because I was just thinking, yeah, Harden, Curry.
Clay,
but I guess
Kyrie.
They were.
I mean,
Kyrie,
it's.
But I do think he probably was established a little bit before, some of these guys. But I mean, yeah, and he's had some insane seasons.
Dude, the shots he hits are like, if someone made it in a video game, you'd be like, fucking bullshit. Like, he's hitting these like weird, he just, you know what he does? He kind of gets to spots the way Kawhi Leonard does. And it's weird to compare him to Kawhi since of that trade. But Kawhi just gets to spots, dude.
But I do think that is kind of how people were looking at it, where it's like Kyrie is just, or Kawhi, I'm sorry, is just like, so it's just when they traded DeRozan for Kawhi, it was like, yeah, he's just so much better at everything this guy is good at. Plus, he's a defensive terror. I mean, I think I remember hearing that a lot.
Sure. It's also some Spurs shit. Spurs are like Tony Parker. Like, few were better at getting to their spot than Tony Parker. He just knew how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
That's some Spurs shit.
And he's very, and yeah, and he definitely grew his game. On some level, when he was on the Spurs, it did feel like he was a little in the wilderness. I mean, DeMar had that weird season where he actually shot threes. Do you remember that? Where for one season, he shot a fuck ton of threes and he was good at it. And then once he went back, and then it almost felt like he was trying to prove something to people, but he never did it again. And then once he went to the Spurs, it was like, forget about it. I'm absolutely not doing that. So when he went to the Spurs, it was almost like he went to the one team that would let him play exactly how he wanted to. Plus, he became a much better playmaker, and he had to play make a lot more than he did when he had Kyle Lowry on his team, when he was a lot more of the two guard. So, in a weird way, even though we really weren't probably watching him as much when he was on the Spurs, I think it really did sort of prepare him and allowed him to grow his game at the age of 31, which is rare. Most people don't find themselves in a completely different situation. Most guys, when they make a move at 31, they are sort of, I'm going to say, downgrading their game to fit into like a contender, right? Usually when a guy with a lot of talent switches teams in his early 30s, it's because he's like, fuck it, I'm done playing around. I want to play for a championship. So, then you get the Chris Bosches, or, you get the guys who are like, fuck it. Even Ray Allen, when he went to the Celtics, I'm going to change my game to be a better team player. But in a weird way, DeRozan going to the Spurs, he kind of had even more. He was the whole offense, basically, and it was like
you could say the same for LaMarcus Aldridge, who's having a very good season in Brooklyn. Like, I know the guy's much older than DeRozan, but it's another dude who is just a mid-range fucking assassin. And DeRozan, it's so weird that there's a world where the Lakers could have had DeRozan and Caruso instead of Westbrook.
Yeah.
They must. I mean, they could have had the two guys who were just lighting up. I gotta say, man, Caruso is a very, very good player. He hits threes. He plays incredible D. He's a champ. It's weird to call him like a glue guy on a championship team, but he might have elevated himself to that PJ Tucker type of level.
Sure, I don't think that's crazy. I mean, PJ Tucker was a complete zero on offense for the Bucks last year. I'll tell you that much. And I think Caruso,
but he wasn't a complete zero for the Rockets. I mean, he did hit those corner threes for Houston for years.
Sure. Yeah. Let me look. I do, but I do think ultimately his game was so limited in a way that Caruso at least gives you stuff in transition. I mean,
he's a fucking highlight reel, dude.
Yeah. Let's look at the team. He made second team even, so I feel like a fucking asshole for that. He made second team in 2000.
He was a 27 a game guy one year. I mean, he was a very. I mean, I think the knock was that those guys would disappear in the playoffs. I mean,
that was the year Curry got hurt, because Curry was third team when that makes sense why DeRozan got second team.
But also, but let's not forget, I mean, also Dwayne Casey, Coach of the Year. I mean, that Raptors was a regular season terror. They
Wait, I'm
lit it
sorry.
up.
Curry, yeah, I guess that was just. Yeah, no, you're right. The regular season they were fucking shit up in a major way. I just didn't think 18 he got it over both Curry and that was the Oladipo year, and then he made third team 2017, and that was him and John Wall was the third team. Wow, DeAndre Jordan was the third team center. That's fucking hilarious.
Dude, I don't know if you remember when Blake Griffin went down. And DeAndre Jordan was putting up like 35 and 20 games in his sleep. And you're like, this is what it's like to be that athletic and just play with Chris Paul. I mean,
right.
DeAndre Jordan was the best rebounder in the NBA. And he was playing with Chris Paul. And his dunks were, I mean, DeAndre was looking insane.
Yeah. It is great. I mean, it's just insane to think about him. This was 2016, 2017. You're right. John Wall can't even fucking play.
People
can't
forget
even get
how
on the
good
court, yeah.
John Wall was incredible. I mean, in his prime, he was.
Oh yeah, Wall was fucking sick, dude.
He was he was the fastest player in the NBA. He was money. I mean, it's so weird because I do feel like he could still help a team. Maybe the Knicks, you know.
Oh, the Knicks need some help.
Well, now everyone's ravaged by COVID, but it is hilarious. We brought back Damian Dotson. I'm like, fuck it, bring back Shandon Anderson. Let's roll back the clock, baby. It is so weird the amount of COVID in the NBA right now. It's just like everyone's out.
Oh, everybody has it. It's fucking wild. Oh, fuck, sorry. I just turned my fucking light on and it blinded me there for a second. But yeah, the COVID is fucking wild. Do we want to talk before we get into the COVID, do we want to talk any substantial basketball shit? I mean, we touched on the Lakers a little bit.
There's something I want to talk is Ja getting booed.
Memphis, Memphis, you fucking idiot. You fucking barbecue eating pieces of shit. You are so lucky to have drafted a generational superstar in your little bullshit ass town, and you're going to boo him? But just because you went on a little fucking win streak, I got news for you fucking cocksuckers. You need Ja.
You're not going anywhere without Ja, but guess what? I love it. I love it because guess what? When he's looking where to sign, he's going to be thinking, I should go somewhere where I'm appreciated.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the bright lights of New York City, dude. Because you do not, as a small market, ever disrespect a star player of Ja's caliber. And look, I'm not look, clearly they have a great culture. I mean, Jenkins is a good coach. Yeah. They've got Triple J.
He's looking hotter every day.
They've got good players.
He's looking like a daddy bear these days.
But let's be real. Their best player is getting fucking booed. He's getting off social media because of you motherfuckers.
I know.
He said he's done.
Well, I mean, I think, to be fair, Ja he's good at Twitter and he's funny on it. And I do think he's one of the few players that actually understands it and like fucking uses it to great effect, and I don't think it's like a social media manager, because sometimes, like, that's the other thing. If you think somebody's really good at Twitter, no, they hired like Tom Brady didn't last year learn how to quote tweet and learn how to fucking do memes. He hired some fucking 24-year-old to do it. Ja doesn't feel that way. He's always really funny.
How are you, if you're a 24-year-old, how do you do that job without like going into the DMs and just like, how do you not? I don't know how you do that job as a 24-year-old
without catfishing women from Tom Brady's account. You're committing assault using Tom Brady's. You're committing internet breast ogling.
I know a guy, and you know him too, but I can't say his name.
Don't say him. Yeah.
Who I would never do. But he managed a sports account, a pretty famous player's account, and he would just show me the DMs. I'd be like, "This is hilarious," and it was a lot of generic stuff. It was a lot of shit like from another star athlete, like, "Hey man, you were in the zone the other day. Keep doing you," and you're like, "Well, they're just as boring as we think."
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's awesome. But you know what? An unsolicited titty pic that's free money, all right?
That's part of the job.
Those are the perks of the game, all right? Those are some of the perks. But yeah.
Let's be real though; those titty pics are mostly dudes from New England saying, "Please come back." That's what the Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady's also in a different stage of life now. He's probably getting some nice cougar titty pics. which
Yeah.
ain't bad. Sign me up for some big mommy milkers all day. But the Grizzlies
That was disgusting. Big mommy milkers.
sign me up for some mommy milkers, brother.
The worst website of all time.
I'm not,
Mommy milkers. Just the name makes me like tighten up. I don't like it.
You gotta fucking start.
I like it in theory.
You like the concept.
Sure,
if I
sure.
showed you what I'm envisioning when I say mommy milkers, you would be signed all the way up. But you know what? Maybe that's part of it. We got to get it's a PR thing for the mommy milkers.
Sure.
But yeah, the Grizzlies are fun.
What the hell happened in this episode?
We're right on cue. That's what happened. We're warming on up, pal. I haven't even my weeks have been fucking since the last one. I've been just on a fucking tear. I had a wedding where I'm not a huge drinker, Sam. So I had a wedding where I just got fucking shithoused. It was so fun.
Nice.
I'll give you the full. You know what? Fuck it. I'll give you guys the rundown. Because my brain ain't firing on all cylinders because I've been on just fucked up and on drugs till basically, I still sort of am. You know when you take an edible and just fucking lingers? That's what's going on a little bit here. But yeah, from Friday to today. Friday, so my best friend's wedding, we grew up together. She asked me to officiate it, which was like really nice. I felt like honored. But it's a little, it's a little pressure as opposed to just showing up.
Did you have to do some website thing to get like?
Yeah, no,
qualified?
I'm a minister with the Universal Life Church, my friend. So
wow.
if you need anyone, listen. And I've said that I put this on Twitter. If anybody needs a wedding officiated, $10,000 plus travel and hotel, and I'm there. I'm there talking about your love and giving a nice speech at the thing. I'll fuck your cousin, whatever you want. $10K all included. Anyway, so it's great. It's so much fun, and they have a nice little, they have a nice wedding. It's me, and they have little cocktails. They have like a little brandy punch or whatever. So I start my evening with a couple of those. And then I switch to tequila sodas for the stretch run, when it's time to get serious. When it's time to drink 12,
sure.
It's tequila sodas. It's not going to be,
It's not the playoffs, but you're getting ready for the playoffs.
Exactly.
Sure.
So I'm getting absolutely fucking shithoused. I literally have like a couple of these brandy punches. I've truly probably had 10 of those tequila sodas. And then, but then the venue shuts down and we have to go to there's an after party at a bar. But in that, when you're just feeling it, Sam, and you're like, I'm ascending. I need a drink in my hand I need a fresh one. This is my prime. I need a fresh one every 20 minutes because I'm going in. I got cut at the fucking, my hamstrings right then. Because as soon as I was like really getting fucked up, because it's a whole wedding day. There's appetizers. You're eating prime rib. Because it's going to take a lot. It's not just you getting fucked up.
You want to appreciate everything. You don't want to just get the free booze. You want to get a little. Yeah, you want the hors d'oeuvres for sure.
So I'm rounding into. So it wasn't like I'm just trying to get as fucked up as possible. It's like I'm trying to manage everything here, right? I'm trying to enjoy. I don't want to be.
Is there an ice cream bar? I mean, shit. There's a lot of stuff you want to try.
There was not an ice cream bar, but there's a very delicious cake selection with Greek cookies. So I had to like peel back for an hour, take it easy, drink a coffee, have some desserts, So
sure.
Anyway, but now I'm ready. I'm fucking focused, and they cut it off, and they're like, "Sorry, bar's over. You got to go back. You got to go to this. You got to go to the after party." So I take some hotel shuttle. Back to the hotel where I checked in, and I am just, it's like a 5-minute walk to the other bar, but I stop at my hotel bar to get a shot of tequila to get me back in the zone. That's what we were working with, where I'm like, check in, put my stuff upstairs, change shirts real fast. I had a backup shirt, you know what I'm saying? And I stop at the hotel bar, take a fucking shot of tequila, then walk over, keep drinking tequila sodas, God knows how many, probably like, 14 by the end of the night. But it's also
oh my God, I love those nights.
It's also, it's my girl's wedding. I'm going all the way out.
It's over a whole night. It's not like.
Yeah, we're talking from 5 p.m. to 2 a.m.
This is a great thing to say, and like, this is like what you say in an AA meeting. It was over a night.
Well, dude, so we go to the after party, and it's, It's just us, Greek people, so they have everybody's fucking uncle owns a restaurant or some shit. So I think her uncle was like the GM of this place, and they open it up and pretty past whatever. But it's also like they have some hors d'oeuvres, but it's like we're still drinking. Everyone's out. When you're drunk, you're smoking cigarettes. It doesn't even matter anymore. And I'm like,
It doesn't count when you're drunk.
Doesn't count when you're drunk. And I'm like, we had the hors d'oeuvres, but where's the second dessert? So I pull out Uber. First of all, I'm like, we got to get high. What are we doing? It's the middle. Like, we need some weed to calm down. So we call one of my friend's little brother. He's got this cute ass 20-year-old little brother who just like moved out for the first time. We call him. We're like, where are you? And he's like, I'm at my friend's place. He's blazed out of his fucking mind. We're like, all right, here's what you're gonna do. You're buying weed. You're buying us like $100 worth of weed. You're getting in an Uber, and we are paying for your Uber to and from whatever couch you're on right now. So this poor little asshole, we just rouse him from his little 20-year-old night of, playing Xbox with the boys. And we're like, you are being a weed courier to us. So this kid fucking comes with a ton of weed. We set my friend's cousin from Cyprus, who's been out there just rolling her own cigarettes. We're like, roll us 5 joints. we just set this like,
Wow.
this foreign girl to work. We're like, we see you fucking over there. She's rolling spliffs. And then I'm like, we're high as shit. We need dessert. So I Uber Eats literally $150 worth of. They opened up a milk bar in Baltimore.
Whoa.
So I got us a whole birthday cake. I got us the cookies. So it was
Dude, those crack pie, you get that shit?
They were out of pie. I had to go cake and cookies.
The crack pie is fucking where it's at. Those
Dude,
are
so
I
good.
mean, it's just sugar. It's like crunchy sugar. I'm like, this is the best thing. I mean, it's
Dude, it was awesome. Everyone's in tuxedos, just eating fucking cake with their hands.
Those
it was
cookies too. Those fucking.
They were incredible.
We need more of throwing everything. Like Ben and Jerry's really elevated the game when it comes to just throwing shit into the ice cream.
Oh.
We need more cookies like that.
Absolutely.
I want cookies to either be like a Lorna Doone shortbread, or I want it to be a fucking gangbang of fun.
I agree with you. We have not. I love when the Take 5 situation where it's peanut butter pretzel, chocolate. We need something that's like nut butter, something salty, something chocolatey. Let's fucking go, at least, at a minimum.
It's like the Lakers right now, where you're like, get Isaiah Thomas in there. Fuck it. Like, just throw
Hell yeah.
everything
Exactly,
in there.
exactly.
Even if it goes wrong, it's going to be worth
it's
a try.
interesting, at least.
Yeah.
Yes. So anyway, I went from that wedding to I was just obviously hungover the whole day when I'm with my family the next day.
Sure.
Then it's just, then I need I'm resetting my mind with, like literally yesterday I did so many edibles and I just watched all 3 Matrixes to get ready for the new one that's coming out today.
Do you have high expectations? Because I do not.
I don't, but you know what, man?
Did the third Matrix suck?
It was not well, I just rewatched all of them, and the third one was just weird. It was just like, it was a solid, like, semi-entertaining action movie, but it wasn't anywhere as good as, definitely not the first one, or even the second one, I would
The
say.
second one has some dope action in it.
Yeah,
the first one is a great movie.
First one's obviously an all-timer 5-star, one of the best action movies.
Man, Keanu has had a fucking career, too.
Keanu's, dude, I was thinking about that watching The Matrix. I was like, Keanu's got this, Speed.
I think Speed is a top 5 action movie.
It's incredible.
Ever.
Speed
is as good as it gets.
Point Break, and then John Wick? Are you fucking kidding me?
And
Plus,
then throw him in like some weird indie, like he was in Gus Van Sant, My Own Private Idaho. He's in like weird kind of indie. He's in a lot of good shit.
dude, I'm just saying, just from a pure action movie, he's got the best resume. I don't think anyone comes close.
And
I
you heard
love
Will Smith turned down Matrix to do Wild Wild West.
Turn down Matrix, which is so cool. The Matrix, you watch those movies and you're like, oh, sick. Every like without like Keanu, I guess, kind of obfuscates it a little bit, but the fact they wanted Will Smith meant that like they were straight up just like, yeah, it's a cool ass civilization where everybody cool is black and all the bad guys are uptight white guys.
Wow.
And then, yeah, it's like Keanu, who's I don't know, he's not. He seems like he's like part Asian. I don't know what's Keanu's heritage, but definitely reads at least as white. But with Will Smith there, it would have been like just straight up And then Zion is just a bunch of hot, caramel colored people. I was like, dude, send me to fucking Zion in the Matrix. Send me to that fucking dirty ass.
Will Smith
techno.
demanding to do a song in the Matrix. He's like, you got to let me do the soundtrack.
Yeah, we gotta get Big Willie style in here somewhere.
That would have been fucking. I mean, there was a run where Will Smith is just like, whatever movie I'm in, I get to sing a song about it, and they were just like, all right. I mean, you are pretty big. I mean, dude, Men in Black song pretty good.
Sure.
Wild Wild West song is pretty good. Movie was dog
good.
shit.
I saw the movie in theaters as a kid, and I have to credit it with a lifelong obsession with Salma Hayek's breasts. That was my introduction.
But that was. Did you not see From Dusk Till Dawn?
I didn't. I don't know how old I was when Wild Wild West came out, but that was my first.
Have you seen it now?
Of course I have. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, that dance scene's pretty epic. From Dusk Till Dawn is
Wild Wild
fun.
West comes out in 99. I'm 10 years old. There's no way I've seen Salma Hayek's breast before that. You know what I mean? So to me, it will always have a huge... I was straight up like, damn, I've just learned something that will control the rest of my life.
I'll tell you what'll get you into Salma Hayek's breast. I'll tell you what'll get you into Salma Hayek's breast.
What's that?
Anything she's done even now.
Yeah,
because they still hold up, bro.
Absolutely. Salma Hayek, I don't even know what I would do to just spend one evening with her. I don't even want it to be like a genie has hypnotized her. I don't want it to be anything like that. I just want a shot. I'd like one dinner with Salma. If I can make it work off my own strength.
I think you can make her laugh. I don't know why I believe in you. I feel like she would appreciate you.
I think so. I would just be so earnest and be so happy to be in her presence, and that I think it would radiate off me.
That's the best Ernest movie, by the way. Ernest goes to Salma Hayek's tits.
Ernest gets sucked off by Salma Hayek. Wow, nice titties. That feels pretty. Get the balls. Vern, get out of here. I'm about to bust.
Was he just Theo Vaughn before Theo? Was that just...
I think so. Theo Vaughn stole his whole shit from Ernest. Shout out to that guy.
I love those movies.
Who I think I saw something going around Twitter that he was bi, and I think he might have had sex with Freddie Mercury. That's pretty cool.
Really?
I don't know. I could be making that up completely, but
Jim Varney.
Jim Varney, I believe, had sex with some gay guy, some famous gay guy.
He died very young.
Yeah, he did. It was a shame.
Cancer, I think.
But anyway, what the fuck were we talking about? Oh, Will Smith, real fast, before we get back to basketball. You want to talk about two hysterical roles to turn down? He turned down Neo in The Matrix, turned down probably the best action movie of its era, and that completely changed everything for years, stylistically or whatever.
And probably was responsible for at least one mass shooting.
Yeah, that's what when I was watching it, I was like, I don't think it gave anyone the idea to do a school shooting, but if you were thinking about it already and then you watch The Matrix, you're probably like, yeah, I'm in. This looks pretty fucking sick.
I mean, you watch The Matrix and you're like, I mean, the trench coat shit was like...
Trench coat, yeah.
I remember after that movie came out, I'd see a dude walk into the theater in a trench coat, and I was like, I'm fucking out of here, dude.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die over a horseshit movie?
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna die just killing time in Tampa for my shows. The one walkable thing in Tampa is that movie theater. But anyway, what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so he turns down Matrix and then he turns down Django. I mean, crazy. Oh wow. Two of them.
What's his reason for? I mean, first off, who turns down a Tarantino movie, and secondly, why?
Okay, so it's one of the craziest things. And I'm not even just. I saw this interview that he gave. He said he needed to kill the bad guy. He tried to fucking tell Tarantino that. First of all, Django wins the movie. Like, there's no way you watch that movie and you think... He said he needed to kill Leo. And it's like, this isn't Wild Wild West.
And Christoph Waltz... Well, here's the thing. It's like, it worked perfectly because Christoph Waltz ends up dying, but it was the most badass... Yeah. It was like the little gun was dope. What are you talking about? Sorry for the spoiler if you haven't seen the movie.
Oh, yeah. Spoilers. Big spoiler alert for Django.
But I mean, I guess you already gave it away when you said, he doesn't...
He wins the movie.
But yeah, of course he wins. I mean, who wants to see a fucking slavery Tarantino movie where they just lose.
Well, that's the thing. It's like Will Smith just misunderstood the movie. I don't know. It's also weird for him to be like talking to Tarantino and be like, "Yeah, we need to change things." It's like, bro, it's not Men in Black 2. It's not Wild Wild West. You don't get to be like, I need to change a major plot point.
Django, 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 in a Django world. You're a dentist. I'm a slave. We're gonna work together to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look, my point is, I'm not a songwriter,
but there's something there.
There's something there.
The other funny thing about Will Smith, and then we'll get back to basketball. Hilarious. Sorry for the whatever, the little fucking. What am I looking for?
Well, he just added.
Tributaries.
He just made. Because Jamie Foxx, you're like, oh shit, I could see how he's up for similar roles to Jamie Foxx, but like at a certain point, Jamie Foxx is just kind of picking better movies. You know?
Sure. Yeah, definitely. But yeah.
Collateral's fucking amazing.
Collateral fucking rules, and that's another thing Will Smith would never do. But anyway, it's also funny. Remember Just the Two of Us? Remember that kid that's not Jaden that I don't think anyone has ever seen since Just the Two of Us, the music video? What the fuck ever happened to Will Smith's other kid? Now it's just Jaden and Willow. Where the fuck is the other kid that was in that fucking music video?
Getting jiggy with it, man. Some of those songs you're like, fucking kill me. I mean, some of them are fun, and then some you're like,
oh, I remember that playing at the rec center while I was fucking skating on fucking skate night.
yeah.
Anyway, that's enough non-basketball talk.
Yeah,
but,
sorry about that.
But yeah, my fucking brain. So my brain's just been frazzled from wedding, drinking, and drug use. So.
Oh yeah, well I'll tell you this, brother. I mean, I was on the road with Gary Veter, where he did the Patreon so kindly again, and we talked. Gary knows a lot about high school hoops, so we talked a lot about that. We talked a lot about LeBron's kids. But I will say this, the Knicks have been very disappointing. I mean, we beat the Rockets, thank God, but. I don't know what we're going to do. It's weird to see Kemba light it up. Had a pretty good game. I mean, of course, no one on the team plays defense. But Kemba had a pretty big game against Boston, which we lost because we had no one. But it's weird that the reason he plays is because of a depleted. So it was like a one-night stand. It's like you fucked him, but it's like that's kind of that. And then he asked if Tibbs, they haven't spoken since the benching. They haven't spoken.
No.
Yeah.
Spoken?
They haven't talked about it, I guess.
Yeah, they haven't directly talked about it. That seems like a Tibbs move. That's not a good sign. And well, dude, his performance.
No, the New York Post says hasn't spoken since benching.
That's wild. But I will say that performance in Boston, just part of it it kind of shows the problem with the fucking Knicks, where it's like. Is it even like?
Have you talked to him at all during the 9 straight DNPs? No, sir.
Damn.
Were you confused by that? Was I confused? No, I'm not starting. I ain't playing. So I'm here for my team. I'm here for my teammates. I can't say it enough. Whatever's asked of me, that's what I'm here for. I mean, fuck. I can't imagine how frustrated he is. Especially
when he goes out and he shows what he can still do, and it's like, if that's what Kemba's capable of, is it his fucking fault? Evan Fournier's dog shit. Kemba. If Kemba's capable of
29 points, bro.
Yeah.
8 of 20, 5 or 11 from 3. I mean, he's got the worst plus and minus in the league. It's kind of confusing. You're like, is this offense just terrible? Like, we imagine Kemba playing if we just had Reggie Bullock instead.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like, this isn't Kemba's fault. Kemba is basically who we thought Kemba was, right? It's like he's a guy that we thought could score for us. Even before his knees were fucked, he was a fucking problem on defense. You knew that, right? But you take an $8 million a year flyer on this guy, and you hope he can fucking give you a little offense. And now that probably, like you were probably alluding to, Sam, you just put Kemba into the exact team we had last year, and he's just a little more fucking little scoring juice. Does that work better? It works better than what we got going on right now.
I think we lost our identity. I think Julius has not played quite to what he did last year, unfortunately. But I mean,
but it's crazy to have even expected that of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the problem is the Fournier thing might have just fucked us for a few years. Like we might just be fucked.
It's really hard to see what's going on with the Knicks and not think that, amongst other issues, right? The Fournier thing has so far been a fucking disaster. And it's hamstrung us in the way we want to deal with things because, look, is it possible that Kemba makes more sense starting at like in a limited role, starting but only playing 20 minutes and just doing that kind of shit and having Fournier come off the bench?
You could say that,
probably.
but also you could say that as a starting five, it just wasn't working.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is,
but it's not working without. It's working even worse without him somehow.
Yeah, that's what I mean is like we have to play Fournier. We can't try Kemba. We can't try taking Fournier out of the rotation or minimizing his minutes because of this contract, which is looking tough. Especially people are like, you read a little bit. It's about to be trade season. It's like, part of the thought with even having Fournier or even Kemba, it's like you think these are tradable contracts, and if they were performing, especially Fournier, it's like we can't trade fucking Fournier. We could probably trade Kemba a little better.
Fournier, by the way, Fournier and Kemba both played great against the Celtics. We lost, we're depleted, but
yeah, but I know, but it's like I think Kemba is just like, I don't know. I just feel bad for Kemba because he needs to. It's too much to expect of him. Like, what he can provide is scoring and nothing else at this stage of his career.
Well, the amount first off, opening night when we beat the Celtics in double overtime, the defense was horrific. We won that game because we won a fucking shootout. I mean, Fournier got hot in overtime, but I was watching the game like, how is every one of these Celtics shots wide open? It was terrible. And that's kind of the backcourt of Fournier and Kemba, as you're saying. And you look at this, Fournier's last two games against the depleted, all these depleted teams, the Rockets, the Celtics, 32 and 23 points, both games. Listen to what he's done for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, all right? These are all 20-plus minutes. 7 points, 7 points, 9 points, 6 points, 2 points.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, it's fucking rough, man. He's averaging 13 a game. His three-point shot's gone up a little bit, but he is just – I'm hopeful that he can turn it around because if he doesn't, we're fucked.
Yeah, I don't see that hope. And then especially when you look at, Mitch has looked bad. RJ obviously is having a bad season. That
RJ was looking a little better though before he went out with COVID.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, everything is gone. Almost everything is gone. Arguably, the exact opposite way the Knicks were hoping it would go. There is nothing that we could be like, except for Obi Toppin. Basically, other than Obi, there's no like unequivocal good surprising news. Everything has been bad surprising news.
Well, the teams in the
and
NBA,
quickly, of course.
I don't think a lot of people would have guessed that the Cavs would be third in the East right now. And I got to give shouts out to the Cavs. We did it already, but the Bulls and the Cavs, like, dude, the Bulls could be the Bulls and the Nets in the Western Conference Finals.
No
way.
It could be the Bulls and the Bucks, perhaps, but it could be the Bulls might get there, but the Bucks will be there. Okay, let's not get fucking crazy. There's no way the
East is fucking bad, dude.
Yeah. I mean, the Nets, and then that's the other thing we're talking about. Fucking.
Well, in the East, the top in the East is good, but I mean, it's crazy that the fucking Cavs are 3, and you're like, this is a young team, so the fact that they're 3, you're like, man, they've got to be thrilled.
Well, look, and not to try and break your heart, but that's the difference between when you're picking 3. That's the difference between getting Evan Mobley and getting R.J. Barrett. No disrespect to R.J.
Evan Mobley. Difference? They're both 3 picks.
Huh?
Well, they're both number 3 picks.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That shows you how much luck there is in terms of which draft it is. Just everything, even where the player goes, right?
We don't know where RJ's going to be in a couple years, brother.
I'm just telling you, it ain't going to be Evan Mobley. Let's not get fucking
all right, Evan Mobley. Okay, well, we don't know where Evan Mobley's going to be in a few years. He could be injury prone. Like, look at fucking Anthony Davis, motherfucker.
The kid already came back. He already beat the prognosis for his injury by like 4 weeks, whatever he had.
I'm happy for the Cavs.
I'm just saying there's a lot of luck going on in here.
You're doing a lot of just saying lately, brother, and it's going to start catching up with you. Let me tell you something.
I feel fine with what I'm just saying, motherfucker. I feel pretty good about saying Evan Mobley has proven himself to be a generational talent. This is what it looks like when you draft a fucking superstar. You fucking idiot. They're number 3 already. The fuck?
They're
He's
gonna
incredible.
they're in good shape. I will say that.
He's incredible.
Anthony Davis injured again, by the way.
Yeah, he sucks dick. I've said that. I'm on the Anthony Davis sucks dick train. Okay? Especially because they were talking spicy, saying he's better than fucking Giannis a couple years ago. So fuck AD. Fuck that little injury-prone fucking unibrow having motherfucker.
If you're the Cavs,
fuck the Lakers too, by the way. I don't care. I'm off them now. Fuck them.
you're off them.
I mean,
I'll tell
just
you, man, Melo is looking great.
fuck
It's
their
funny.
hubris.
It's
That's
funny.
That's the
That's
tragedy.
the funniest part is that like Melo is looking so good. I was watching the other night. He had 2 blocks, and so he's playing his heart out on defense. Then he had that little shake and bake spin on Vucevic, and you're like, "Holy shit, that was pretty good D from Vuce," and he drained it. I was watching that game. It was a great game.
Well, that is the tragedy of the Lakers, is that the only guy who showed up ready to go for his role was Carmelo Anthony. I mean, obviously LeBron too, but
LeBron has looked incredible.
obviously LeBron, but it's like if
How is
this
LeBron
team,
still? Is he still top 5?
dude, yeah. I mean, the thing about LeBron is it also matters like what are we talking about? Are we talking about one game?
Yeah, of course.
If we're
That's what you're
talking
talking about with top 5.
If we're talking about one game, he might be
Yeah.
my number one still. You know what I mean? Like, just win you one game, yeah.
It's hard to take anyone over Durant right now. What he's doing.
I don't know. One
Hard
game.
to take are you taking LeBron over your boy fucking Giannis?
One game. I'm picking the greatest player of all time who still looks pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. One game. He dropped 50 in the finals last year, motherfucker.
Don't
you're
you
not,
dare.
You're not
Don't-
riding your boy's
Don't
dick
you
anymore.
dare try and fucking flip this on me. Because, yes, Giannis is number 2. But LeBron James is the best fucking player of all time. And if we're talking about one game looking healthy,
So
he
you
still
put him
has
over
the juice.
Jordan?
For me personally, yeah. I've always been a LeBron guy. Yes. I have been. What can I say to you? I
Me
just think-
personally, I go by era, so I don't like this whole GOAT bullshit. I think it's like it's Bill Russell, it's Kareem, it's MJ, and it's LeBron to me.
Yeah, I see. I mean, that's a fair point. I'm just saying, in the one game, if we're talking over a playoffs, if we're talking over a season, if we're talking over a playoffs, then yeah, I'd probably literally choose Giannis. But it's
And
like,
somewhere in there for a minute is Clyde Frazier. But
no, he's not.
Knicks tape, baby.
not in
Walt,
this
we know you have
conversation.
COVID, brother. Speedy recovery. We love
Speedy
you, Walt.
recovery,
Walt,
absolutely.
you're the best. I mean, having to hear Wally on these calls has been very
little-
difficult for me.
Bit of a learning curve.
I didn't know he was dating Rebecca Harlow.
Oh, he is? I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I think they're having a baby together.
Wow, that's nice. That's cute.
It's cute. I'm happy for both of them. Wally, great guy. No disrespect. I'm just saying that
No disrespect, but it's
and
Walt.
Mike
Come on.
Breen are the greatest 1-2 punch in the history of the game. And I grew up on John Andrews and Marv Albert, so that says a lot. But it doesn't get any better than Breen and Frazier.
Oh, it's the best. Yeah, shout out to our close personal friend, Wally Zerbiak, who did do People Talking Sports.
And was a great guy.
He was a great guy, great guest. And handsome.
But I just it's and very handsome. But I just can't hear anyone but Walt and Breen. It's very hard.
Yeah.
Even Kenny Albert, who I love, it's like it's really got to be Breen and Walt for me.
I agree. They're great. They're the best.
Whoever gave Walt Frazier COVID, so help me God.
You're a
I'll fucking,
piece when we
that's
find you,
That's the
motherfucker.
next John Wick movie, motherfucker. He just finds who gave Walt COVID.
So obviously the NBA has been ravaged by COVID as well. Let's talk about the COVID running through the league right now.
I want to talk one quick thing. You know,
Please.
Anthony Edwards on the Timberwolves out with COVID as well. The Timberwolves are one of my favorite teams to watch right now. They're really, really fun. I'm happy
them.
that Karl Anthony Towns, ultimate disrespect on the Lakers when he hit that hook on AD
Dude.
and does too small to AD.
And he's not wrong. He's not fucking wrong. AD's playing small, bro. He stinks.
I just think
Fuck AD.
Karl Anthony Towns is a dude I really want to see fulfill his potential, and I want him to do it in New York. I think we need to find a way to get him here.
So far, guys, Ja Morant and Karl Anthony Towns next year will be on the Knicks.
With Julius at the 4, that's a tough team to stop.
Who's guarding anyone at the fucking forward position?
We're not going to be a great defensive team. That's why we need to bring in, maybe we'll find a way to get Mikal Bridges at the 3.
Okay. So, next year's starting lineup, folks: Julius Randle, Karl Anthony Towns, Ja Morant, Mikal Bridges, and R.J. Barrett. Is he still on the team?
I think we find a way to keep him.
We
Here's
find
the
a way to
thing.
keep him too.
Here's the thing, brother. Here's the thing. So I got NBA 2K22. I had to get it because
Gotta
of
get it.
this next wave. I was like, fuck it, I'm buying it. I got it. I haven't really played the game much yet. What I have done is make some very savvy front office moves to bring the Knicks back, brother.
Oh yeah.
Let's just say we got Kawhi Leonard on the Knicks, and I got a feeling we can get that type. If I can pull that type of strings in a video game, there's no reason Leon Rose can't make it happen.
I see no reason at all.
Let's get Fournier off the team.
Fournier for Kawhi. Who says no?
Hey man, I think a Fournier Kennard combo could be pretty dangerous shooting wise. So maybe
we'll throw a 2020. We'll throw a protected first round pick in there too, lottery protected. But yeah, I'm not done. I'm not ready to give up on Fournier yet. It's still early. It's only December. Like, look, am I happy with what he's done so far? Of course not. But he is a good enough shooter that I think it's on Tibbs to adapt and find a way with the roster. That's what great coaches do. He is our shooting guard. I think he's got a ton of talent. Let's figure this out. Hey man, good for you. I'm off him, and I think it's a fucking problem. But hey, I'm happy that you're happy that you're.
Just give me some fucking heroin, dog. I'm fucking sad.
It sucks, man. Our Christmas between COVID and the Knicks sucking dick, like three weeks ago, it was like, hell yeah, we're gonna watch the fucking Knicks out tough the piece of shit Hawks, and now it's like we weren't going to that because the Knicks suck. Then it's like, well, we probably shouldn't go because fucking coronavirus. Yeah. Then every play, like Trae Young's probably not even going to play that game. He's in the fucking protocols. Half our fucking guys are in the protocols. That's going to suck dick. It's not going to be, it's not going to be a fun, crazy, Christmas in New York. It feels more like, Home Alone. We're all in our own little Home Alone 2 adventures right now. We've really been robbed of a nice fucking Christmas by coronavirus and the Knicks being bad.
It's annoying, and something that I don't know if enough people are talking about. Maybe they are, but some of these guys may have very mild symptoms. Other guys might come back slowly. I mean, we saw that with Jimmy Butler and Jason Tatum and Derrick Rose last year. Some guys get it, and they're not good for a while. I mean, this is a respiratory illness, so I think you're going to get some guys who are probably fine with more mild symptoms. And some guys where you're like, shit, the quality of basketball might go down a little bit for a while, too.
And the NBA, Adam Silver basically just said, and you see it now where they've expanded the two-way rules. It's like your two-way players can play as many games as they want and still be on a two-way contract. You're allowed extra hardship exemptions. I mean, you're seeing it. People are getting signed up from fucking the G League and off their couches left and right. In fact, there's some fun. Let's go through some of the fun guys that we're going to see. Shouts out to Lance Stephenson on the Hawks. That's fun.
I love it. I love that move. And by the way, we haven't talked about it, but a quick shout out to Isaiah Thomas, who he's looked great.
Really good. Really good.
He has looked like a couple times like their second best player.
Yeah, I mean, he came in immediately, had the most points on that team. They lost to the Timberwolves and they lost to the Bulls, but he's looked really fucking good. That's
he shot
fucking
well
sick.
in both games too, and
it's nice.
Good.
It's nice to see him kind of like if he can put it behind him in a Lakers uniform. That's got to feel good too. And then in terms of other guys we know, I don't know, Wenyen Gabriel on the Nets, Langston Galloway, Ersan Ilyasova's back, baby. He's on the Bulls. Yeah. Ersan eats ass Ilyasova, my guy. Alfonso McKinney's in there. The Cavs have Luke Cornett, huh? How about that, Sammy?
The unicorn.
The unicorn. The Mavs have Theo Pinson.
What did I say? Do you remember me saying this weeks ago?
You did.
They are Theo Pinson away from stealing our essence from last year, and they did it. The Mavs have so many of my Knicks, dude.
They really do.
It makes me angry, but it also makes me happy that they're like. I mean, look, I'm happy for Theo. Like, no one is a better locker room guy than that guy. He is clearly like a Boban level, who they also have beloved player. It seems like guys just love Theo Pinson, so we miss him in New York. That energy is that enthusiasm is important in the locker room, I think.
It's so true. I knew when I said the name Theo Pinson, you were good for a little ISO, a little podcast ISO for a nice minute.
Well, dude, I mean, you see the videos last year. The players love the guy.
Goddamn, things have gotten that bad, man.
You ever on the road though, and you're like, I need my buddy.
Sure.
That's
I
what
get.
Theo
Listen,
Benson
I get
is.
it. I get it.
Theo
And then-
Benson is fucking. He's making that team better.
You heard it here first, folks. The
I'll
Mavs,
tell you about
the Mavs are poised for a run now that they added.
Jalen Brunson is a good player.
Oh yeah, Jalen Brunson's really good. He's been really good. People were off him a little bit because he had a bad playoffs last year, but he's been very good the last. Basically his whole.
Yeah.
He's a perfect backup to Luka, and that team just needs a couple. That team definitely needs another ball handler. I mean, it's something that I feel like we've been hearing about for years now. It's like get Luka a secondary ball handler, so that he's not as gassed. But
He's 15-5 this year. Just a little nice thing. I mean, those are good numbers.
the other guys that we might know, that you guys might know, the Sixers have Tyler Johnson, who has that obviously hilarious little fucking weird Amish beard, and then obviously Nick Stauskas is back
Loved
in the
it.
league.
It's been like 3 years, right?
He's back on the Raptors. Yeah, who knows where the fuck Nick Stauskas has been? But shout out to Stauskas, former lottery pick for the Kings. Yeah, dude, the Staus man coming back. I wonder where he's been playing.
This is like a heist movie where you just call up dudes you haven't seen in a while. You're he's good for it.
I mean, it's gonna suck, Dick. That's the other thing. It's like the NBA has gotten fucked here because Christmas is on a Saturday, so there's gonna be NFL games. The NFL has completely moved in on their territory, and
they've already taken Thursday night NBA on TNT. These pieces of shit.
Fuck the NFL for sure. They can suck my dick, but the NBA is fucked because we're having all these fucking COVID problems, dude. I think. He's not going to do this. He's already said he's not going to do this, and I'm sure it would be a fucking headache. What the NBA should do is just pause all the games from now until Christmas and just reshuffle and be like, here's who's available. We're changing. We're going to get some fucking sick. The only game that still has got me just as juiced on the Christmas slate is the Suns Warriors. That's going to be fucking awesome.
Well, let's see who's around by then.
But I think they're okay. I mean, I think no one really has. It hasn't really spread to them that much. Luckily, knock on wood. But that's what I'm saying. Hopefully that But we said it before. Celtics, Bucks. Like switch that. I mean, Giannis is out on the protocols.
I'm less. It's these big cities that stress. I'm not stressed about COVID when I'm like on the road and I can like kind of be away from people. But when I'm in New York, I'm like, this is where I'm going to get it.
Yeah. I mean, look. We've been, knock on wood, we survived whatever wave was happening without getting it. But we'll see. I mean, yeah, we're completely, I'm looking at our fucking, like the Warriors only have Wiggins and Poole in protocols right now. The Nets, fucking forget about it. The Nets, Durant, Kyrie, LaMarcus Aldridge, DeAndre Brembry, Harden, Millsap. I mean, they don't even have a fucking team. That's going to suck dick because Nets Lakers was going to be awesome. Dude, it's so bad that I love the NBA more than anything. The only game I think the only game I'm really going to watch is that the Suns Warriors. Everything else is like the Suns don't even pop up on the the Suns are good right, as of now, knock on wood. So anyway,
Devin Booker's back.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. Clay will not be back by Christmas, that's another blow, but hey, it'll be still a good game. But yeah, we're really eating scraps.
January.
We're still eating scraps on Christmas, which sucks.
Yeah, but let us remember a time when we were in COVID and there was no NBA, so
I guess that's true. But how quickly I get how quickly I forget, my friend, and I don't give a fuck actually.
No, I'm fucking miserable. I'm saying positive.
Yeah. I do want to tip my hat to somebody who was a hard dick savage yesterday. Joel Embiid had an insane game against the Celtics. Just doing that shit that he does, where he becomes fucking Kobe, and he hit fucking mid rangers. I really fucking love Embiid, and I hope things break a certain way where they get something nice for Simmons. I don't really, I like when we have good teams in the league, and I hope Simmons
giving up a lot for him though.
Dude, the more people get fucking, like I think.
How do the Knicks get him?
I don't think we can, buddy. Unless it's some kind of 3-teamer, but even then, it's like, What do we have to offer? What do we have to offer except our own picks and Dallas's picks, which aren't that great? But yeah, shouts out to Embiid.
Yeah, and
for
the
that
Hornets pick.
Yeah, you're right. And the Hornets pick. That'll be somewhere in the 20s.
We don't know that they're in the playoffs for sure yet.
It's protected. It's lottery protected. So if they're bad, we don't get the pick. We need them to be good. Anyway, there was, I don't know if you saw this, which we've sort of buried the lead here. The biggest story in the NBA. I don't know if you're familiar with this, Sam. I don't know if it slipped past your radar. But something that, you know what, I have reported in the past personally through Whispers on the Avenue, my famous segment, Whispers on the Avenue. It's something I have reported in the past, and it's nice to see MSN.com come in and do some reporting with this headline: Aisha and Steph Curry have an open marriage with side hookups, says report. This is according to Ernesto Cova of MSN.com, which I did not even know does stories like this. And you know what the best part is, Sam? This is honestly word on the street level reporting, because their biggest source is an anonymous report on the hot rumor page De Moi, at De Moi, looks to state otherwise. Literally, it's an Instagram story from a meme account, I guess, where it says, chefs on and off the court is the subject. So,
Well, this isn't just from MSN. This is also from hiphopwired.com.
Wow, it's been aggregated across the internet. And here's what De Moi says, or however the fuck you do, Moi, I think that's how you say it. It says, here's the message. Have it on very good authority that this well-known NBA couple aren't as faithful and in love as their social media and image make them out to be. They both have side hookups and flings, but keep it very private to keep up the perfect family image they show to the world. I was shocked to learn they've been together for so long. And
who do we blame? Society? I mean, who's to blame here?
I think there's no one to blame. I think what we're recognizing is a situation where, look, there's no one who is Steph Curry level famous is not getting side pussy. It doesn't exist. There's not a guy in the world.
There's got to be some NBA players who don't cheat.
No one who's that famous, I'll tell you that much. Let's go through the All-NBA, and you tell me if they don't cheat. I guarantee you they all do. Let's go All-NBA the last few years.
All right,
okay?
Jokic.
And we'll see who cheats.
Is Jokic married? I don't even know.
I don't think he's married. But you know what? You started pretty good, because Jokic seems like the kind of guy who doesn't have the energy for side pussy. But if he'll
let a woman jerk him off or something,
yeah.
But he's not.
Well, if she can fit it in around him tending to his horses. If he's over there in the barn and a girl sucks him off while he, feeds sugar cubes to his prize horse, maybe. But that's his love is being an equestrian. He's cheating on his
He would just pass off all this side pussy to one of his brothers. He's such a good distributor.
Yes. Yeah, he jerks off a girl, gets her nice and juiced up, and dishes her off to fucking Sergey or whatever the fuck.
All right, Giannis.
Look, I don't want to. I have to tread lightly here. I don't want to accuse my good friend to be someday Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I think you guys will be friends someday.
I think that's really. I said this before, or I said this today. I posted some pictures from my special. I was like, having a special is basically the only dream I ever had, because I never thought bigger than. I was like, wow, that seemed unattainable. I've stopped. I've done that now. My only other goal: become friends with Giannis Antetokounmpo for the rest of my life. So
I love it.
I have said in the past, I'm not going to say anything specifically about Giannis. I know the Greek, I know what it's like to be a Greek man, and sure, Giannis's heritage also is Nigerian, but a Greek guy that gets that famous, there's no way he's not getting side pussy. Okay, at some point. Maybe not yet. He's still young. He's 26, but you show me Giannis at 45. If you don't think if you think the only person he fucks is his wife from now until his death, you're out of your fucking mind. Okay,
LeBron.
100%.
No brainer.
His high school sweetheart. You think LeBron's only had sex with one woman in his life?
Yes, I choose to believe that LeBron is a family man.
Luka, 100% will be cheating. deep into his getting fat and having a comb over days. That's when he will really start cheating. Kawhi,
He's gonna look like Woody Harrelson and fucking Kingpin
Kingpin,
getting his dick sucked.
100%. The Slovenian legend. Kawhi, yes, only because everything people don't think about Kawhi is clear that he does all that stuff. He's just quiet. He's just quiet.
It's
Julius,
funny when you're quiet.
interesting.
I don't think Julius does. I think he's a good man.
Well, that might show you why he doesn't have the All-NBA DNA. It was a fluke. This might be the biggest proof of why Julius just got in because he doesn't have cheaters DNA.
He'll get back there. It's a rough start. If I know anything about Julius, and believe me, I know a lot about him, I will say that he has the goods. He has what it takes.
Okay.
Remember when I called on that Julius Classic against the Bulls, and he showed up. They didn't win the game, but he showed up.
Win the game.
I'm making a prediction that the second half of the year, Julius will come back stronger. Stronger.
I love it. Julius will come back stronger. All right, you heard it here first, folks. Sam
And
Thomas
he'll be
is
a
back.
family man, brother. He'll belong there while being a Tom Hanks level good guy.
I don't see it. I see it. That's the most damning evidence. Chris Paul definitely cheats.
Paul George, no question.
Oh, Paul George met his wife was a stripper. I believe he was cheating on somebody with. That's how he met his current wife.
So sometimes it works out though, because
Yeah,
you never
exactly.
see that rom-com.
Exactly.
So
It is.
kind of
That's
a nice
that's a
story.
real rom-com. Dame 100%. I don't care what I mean, definitely. Embiid absolutely.
Dame hits on women from like 40 feet away.
Yeah. Yeah.
He pulls up from the
He's
other
just
side
with a
of the room.
megaphone. Can I get some pussy? From across the room, and they do. They come over and blow him immediately.
Westbrook
Interesting. Westbrook,
is
Westbrook
very loyal.
Westbrook has kind of that energy of a guy who seems like he'd cheat but doesn't. Like the way
He's Ari Gold.
yes, exactly. Yes. The way he seems like a superstar but can't quite put it together. He seems like a side pussy getter but doesn't quite. He's aggressive. He's whatever. Cares about his appearance, very handsome. But at the end of the day, when in doubt, they cheat. That's what it
Okay.
comes down to for
Rudy Gobert.
Yes, but he doesn't want to. He's doing it to prove he's cool, but he wishes he could just be loyal. The way his whole life is. The way he's like, Rudy should have been born a 5'7" man in France having a normal life, but he's trapped in his body and he has to pretend he's a big tough guy when really he just wants to be fucking over and fucking in Paris having some baguettes and massaging his wife's feet. But unfortunately, he's 7'3" and he has to cheat to prove he's cool, mostly to himself.
He wants to swat women away like it's a teardrop layup, but instead, you're
Yes.
right. I think you're right. I think you might be correct. Okay, how about we're getting deeper here. How about Anthony Davis?
Yeah.
And I say no because he's scared he's gonna twist an ankle.
Yeah. No, he cheats, but he's wearing it's through he's got a beanbag glory hole that he puts his dick through. He's probably got a huge dick and he doesn't want any damage done to his soft tissue. So he has a fucking a beanbag he has supported so that he won't do any damage to his ankles or anything.
Ben Simmons cheats, but he also holds out to cheat with like better women all the time.
Ben Simmons absolutely cheats. That's a fucking no-brainer whatsoever.
How about let's see, Bradley Beal? I'm gonna say no.
I think he does, but I think his wife likes watching him cheat. Like his wife is such a fucking alpha that she's like, yeah, suck my man's dick. And by the way, he deserves to make all NBA.
Is Harden married?
I mean, come on. Harden's one of the big off the charts in terms of cheating.
Oh, I didn't know he was married. I thought he was
No,
just like
but
a poon
even if
hand.
he's not,
Oh no, I mean KD also single, so it's like they don't count.
they don't count, but they've got cheaters. It's Harden, absolutely. KD, I think he might at some point hit a point in his life where he doesn't cheat. But he probably will at first just to prove he's a cool guy. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of projection in KD's life, It feels like KD is struggling with who he is and who others want him to be. I think that's the big struggle in his life. And I think cheating comes in there. But at the same time, everybody loves pussy. And when you're rich, it's easy to get. So
Zach LaVine.
Yeah, for sure. Too handsome not to.
He is one of the best looking guys.
Too
in the
handsome,
league.
too athletic not to.
His eyes are so pretty that I find myself blushing at times. So I'm like, I'm not gay, but those eyes just let you
Absolutely,
right in, dude.
absolutely.
No doubt. Respect those eyes.
Yeah, dude. See, this is a fun game. Everyone who's good cheats.
Interesting. And so give me an example of a player who's not that good because they don't cheat.
Interesting. Oh, I have to say, but I just think if you're that rich, you're going to cheat also. Like, there's no one who's like a journeyman. Like, the level of like anyone who's like has name recognition cheats. And some of them that don't cheat as well because that's who they are in their DNA. But let me think here. Like, who's a solid player? I just feel like if you're in the league, you're fucking rich as hell. You're already like, everyone is over 6 feet tall, let alone 6'6" or whatever. I mean, Andrei Kirilenko was one guy who said his wife gave him. That's been taken out of context where it's like his wife offers him a hall pass, but he says he doesn't want it, which is the part of that story that not a lot of people follow through with. But
Yeah, maybe when a woman gives you that big a green light, you're like, what's the point?
what's the point? I've got
Maybe
it all.
maybe that kills the fantasy.
I'm looking at like like who doesn't cheat? I don't know, man. Do the Spurs not cheat? Does DeJounte Murray?
There's gotta be some players who are just like too tired. They just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah,
I mean, this is an exhausting life.
It's
all
true.
The travel. I mean, I bet there's some people.
I feel like it's a big guy. You want to talk about tired? You're also freakishly large. You probably need a specially shaped pussy to really seem. You can't be taking if you're a 7-footer, your dick probably doesn't go in to every pussy in the world, right? So you're probably. I mean, let's just talk statistics here, Sam. Let's be realistic.
You get to a certain height, your dick is like a hotel room key. It only fits in like one door.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Yeah.
So my guess is it's a big guy who takes a pounding. You know who might be it? Yusuf Nurkic, okay? He seems like a traditional, he's pretty religious guy. Seems pretty, he seems like a traditional guy. Very big, takes a pounding, probably has a nice hog.
Speaking of foreign players, Enes Kanter, who now, you know what? I was defending him for a minute. Once he said cancel the NBA season, I was like, I'm out, bro. Hit that unfollow button.
Fuck him.
I don't need that negativity on my timeline.
Yeah, Enes tries to cheat but gets curved. Fucking piece of shit. But no, you know what? Yusuf's pretty swaggy too, and I think especially for Eastern Europeans, that to me feels like they all cheat. But somebody like Mike Conley maybe.
He doesn't cheat.
No, okay, here's what you need to look at. Have they ever gotten a technical foul? If they haven't, they don't cheat. Mike Conley in his entire career has never gotten a technical foul.
I think he got one.
Did he recently?
I think he might have gotten one ever.
Oh, okay. Wow. Either way,
Rasheed Wallace cheats while crossing the street.
Yeah, exactly. People who get texts cheat for sure. That's what they're doing. It's breaking the rules.
Nope, he's never received one. You're right.
See? Yeah, so that's what...
He is one of the classiest players. I love Mike Conley. I mean, it's tough, like, because I like a lot of the guys in the Jazz, but I still just don't like... I love Donovan Mitchell.
Of course.
I love Joe Ingles.
Yeah. But then at the end of the day, even the guys that we have some rationale for why they wouldn't cheat, if I found out they did because they're 6'5" millionaires, I would totally believe it.
Sure.
Anyway, why don't we fucking wrap up? This has been a very good, very fun episode. Let's read a couple. Guys, please leave us some 5-star reviews. And let's be honest, you will not get read if you don't if you leave us a fucking different review, you're not getting read, you idiots. But for the 5 stars, let's see what we got here. Thanks, Stavi, for not recording these 3 months ago in a cabin upstate. No problem. From King Julius for First Team, which is what we do with Come Down. If you're enjoying Come Down, those were recorded 2 months ago. But we'll be back with fresh ones soon. This is from Brock from 415. Best NBA podcast in existence. This podcast gets me in the mood for basketball. When I'm depressed, it never fails to make me laugh. When my nether regions start to give up on me, I don't know about this. Sam and Stav are always right there to stiffen me back up. Thanks, man. As a Warriors fan, Stav's rageful rants about everything coming together at the perfect moment just send me over the edge. Fuck the Warriors. Thank you for all the hours of content. Loyal member of the Hard Dick 1700. Shouts out to Brock. And we're glad we can stiff you up, Brocky. This is from Hank UU. Continue to sleep on the Nuggets. Love the pod, but don't sleep on the Nuggets. And the MVP, Jokic, like the rest of the basketball community. Once Murray is back, we're right back on top. The Knicks stink, by the way.
It just, you're not. Look, you're right about both. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about the Nuggets is if you get a healthy Murray, the second half of the season could look very different. Problem is, do they have Michael Porter for the playoffs?
No, he's out. But even without him, with Aaron Gordon and him, who's been playing pretty good,
Aaron Gordon is fucking nice. It's funny. I was watching.
You don't really need Michael Porter. I mean, you'd like to, but you could do something, especially with the West being kind of iffy. It's interesting. We're not sleeping on him, Hank.
We're not sleeping on him. I will say, man, I was watching a video of Aaron Gordon's post moves, and you're like, man, this guy is like. I know he's the villain in the Kyrie Uncle Drew movie.
Yeah.
Because he is like a beautiful looking player. He's just like gigantic.
Yeah,
he's athletic. But man, it's like, man, he kind of doesn't get credit. His footwork is beautiful. I was kind of like, man, he's got moves.
Yeah,
So,
he's really good, and he's the kind of player that it's like, it's like he found a niche. I think he looks real. Since he got there, he had great chemistry with Jokic, which is pretty easy to do, all things considered. I mean, he is Jokic, but at the same time, he's got great chemistry with him, great defender, and I think if Murray comes back, I think other than the Suns and Warriors who have showed themselves to be on a different level. Even the Jazz, I mean, what other team? Like, I think because Jokic is so good, and that is true, he is that fucking good.
Yeah.
If Murray looks halfway like the player he was, if he's at 75%, I could definitely see that. But anyway, folks, that's gonna do it for us today. Thank you so much for listening. Sorry I couldn't be there on the last Patreon. I'll be there on this Patreon though. We'll probably, I guess, recap. What should we do? Wait for the Christmas games and recap? Or no, it'll be the 24th. Probably we should record probably Friday or so. Whatever. We'll figure it out. If anything, the Christmas games will be recapped on next week's free episode, but we'll be back with the Patreon one way or the other for this week before Christmas. And we really appreciate you guys listening. Thank you. Go Knicks. Let's figure this out. Let's figure this season out. Hopefully this wave passes and shit goes back to semi-normal. So knock on some motherfucking wood, and we will talk to you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.